Students, faculty, and staff have access to the computer labs, which provide the tools and technologies to produce websites, edit paper, complete class assignment, communicate via email, conduct data analysis, and access library resources.
We have two libraries. This one is located near our rectorate. It is open to the public and home to over 20,000 items. We provide wireless internet and a quiet place for students and other academicians to work.
The library provides online access to thousands of academic journals, e-books, database, streamed audio and video, and datasets. You will enjoy studying here.
The auditorium is located on the 4th floor of the Rectorate building. The auditorium is able to hold big-scale events such as national seminar, international seminar, guest lecture, studium general, workshop, discussions, and other activities.
The auditorium is equipped with supporting and modern facilities. Student activities are being held here every year. The classrooms at Unjaya are fully furnished with comfortable seats. The teaching-learning activities used in the classroom is IT-enabled.
The outdoor sport court is a multi-purpose space located at the second campus building. One full-size basketball court in addition to one volleyball court and space to do exercise. Students love to hang out here in the evening.
Malioboro is located in the heart of city and tourist area. This mall will offer you shopping recreation web in the warm-up city of Yogyakarta. Unjaya students often play, shop, and spend time in this Malioboro mall. At night, you will see a different atmosphere. Studying will be more fun.
Besides being known as a student city, Yogyakarta is known as a tourist city. One of these tours is located in a shopping center area called Malioboro Pedestrian.
Unjaya located in a super comfortable space to study, to learn novel things, surrounded by beautiful culture, warm people, and excellent place to study. What a lovely vicinity to our campus!
Students, faculty, and staff have access to the computer labs, which provide the tools and technologies to produce websites, edit paper, complete class assessment, communicate via email, conduct data analysis, and access library resources.
We have two libraries. This one is located near our rectorate. It is open to the public and home to over 20,000 items. We provide wireless internet and a quiet place for students and other academicians to work.
The library provides online access to thousands of academic journals, ebooks, database, streamed audio and video, and datasets. You will enjoy studying here.
The auditorium is located on the 4th floor of the Rectorate building. The auditorium is able to hold big-scale events such as national seminar, international seminar, guest lecture, studium general, workshop, discussions, and other activities.
The auditorium is equipped with supporting and modern facilities. Student activities are being held here every year. The classroom at Unjaya are fully furnished with comfortable seats. The teaching-learning activities used in the classroom is IT-enabled.
The outdoor sport course is a multi-purpose space located at the second campus building. One full-size basketball court in addition to one volleyball court and space to do exercise. Students love to hang out here in the evening.
Malioboro Mall is located in the heart of city and tourist area. This mall will offer you shopping recreation web in the warm up city of Yogyakarta. Unjaya students often play, shop, and spend time in this Malioboro Mall. At night, you will see a different atmosphere. Studying will be more fun.
Besides being known as a student city, Yogyakarta is known as a tourist city. One of these tours is located in a shopping center area called Malioboro Pedestrian.
Unjaya located in a super comfortable space to study, to learn novel things, surrounded by beautiful culture, warm people, and excellent place to study. What a lovely vicinity to our campus.
Students, faculty, and staff have access to the computer labs, which provide the tools and technologies to produce websites, edit paper, complete class assignment, communicate via email, conduct data analysis, and access library resources.
We have two libraries. This one is located near our rectorate. It is open to the public and home to over 20,000 items. We provide wireless internet and a quiet place for students and other academicians to work.
The library provides online access to thousands of academic journals, ebooks, database, streamed audio and video, and datasets. You will enjoy studying here.
The auditorium is located on the 4th floor of the Rectorate building. The auditorium is able to hold big-scale events such as national seminar, international seminar, guest lecture, studium general, workshop, discussions, and other activities.
The auditorium is equipped with supporting and modern facilities. Student activities are being held here every year. The classrooms at Unjaya are fully furnished with comfortable seats. The teaching-learning activities used in the classroom is IT-enabled.
The outdoor sport court is a multi-purpose space located at the second campus building. One full-size basketball court in addition to one volleyball court and space to do exercise. Students love to hang out here in the evening.
Malioboro Mall is located in the heart of city and tourist area. This mall will offer you shopping, recreation, web in the warm up city of Yogyakarta. Unjaya students often play, shop, and spend time in this Malioboro Mall. At night, you will see a different atmosphere. Studying will be more fun.
Besides being known as a student city, Yogyakarta is known as a tourist city. One of these tours is located in the shopping center area called Malioboro Pedestrian.
Unjaya located in a super comfortable space to study, to learn novel things, surrounded by beautiful culture, warm people, and excellent place to study. What a lovely vicinity to our campus.
Students, faculty, and staff have access to the computer labs, which provide the tools and technologies to produce websites, edit paper, complete class assignment, communicate via email, conduct data analysis, and access library resources.
We have two libraries. This one is located near our rectorate. It is open to the public and home to over 20,000 items. We provide wireless internet and a quiet place for students and other academicians to work.
The library provides online access to thousands of academic journals, ebooks, database, streamed audio and video, and datasets. You will enjoy studying here.
The auditorium is located on the 4th floor of the Rectorate building. The auditorium is able to hold big-scale events such as national seminar, international seminar, guest lecture, studium general, workshop, discussions, and other activities.
The auditorium is equipped with supporting and modern facilities. Student activities are being held here every year. The classrooms at Tunjaya are fully furnished with comfortable seats. The teaching-learning activities used in the classroom is IT-enabled.
The outdoor sport court is a multi-purpose space located at the second campus building. One full-size basketball court in addition to one volleyball court and space to do exercise. Students love to hang out here in the evening.
Malioboro Mall is located in the heart of city and tourist area. This mall will offer you shopping, recreation, web in the warm of city of Yogyakarta. Unjaya students often play, shop, and spend time in this Malioboro Mall. At night, you will see a different atmosphere. Studying will be more fun.
Besides being known as a student city, Yogyakarta is known as a tourist city. One of these tours is located in a shopping center area called Malioboro Pedestrian.
Unjaya located in a super comfortable space to study, to learn novel things, surrounded by beautiful culture, warm people, and excellent place to study. What a lovely vicinity to our campus!
Students, faculty, and staff have access to the computer labs, which provide the tools and technologies to produce websites, edit paper, complete class assignment, communicate via email, conduct data analysis, and access library resources.
We have two libraries. This one is located near our rectorate. It is open to the public and home to over 20,000 items. We provide wireless internet and a quiet place for students and other academicians to work.
The library provides online access to thousands of academic journals, ebooks, database, streamed audio and video, and datasets. You will enjoy studying here.
The auditorium is located on the 4th floor of the rectorate building. The auditorium is able to hold big-scale events such as national seminar, international seminar, guest lecture, studium general, workshop, discussions, and other activities.
The auditorium is equipped with supporting and modern facilities. Student activities are being held here every year. The classrooms at Tunjaya are fully furnished with comfortable seats. The teaching-learning activities used in the classroom is IT-enabled.
The outdoor sport court is a multi-purpose space located at the second campus building. One full-size basketball court in addition to one volleyball court and space to do exercise. Students love to hang out here in the evening.
Malioboro Mall is located in the heart of city and tourist area. This mall will offer you shopping recreation wrapped in the warm of city of Yogyakarta. Unjaya students often play, shop, and spend time in this Malioboro Mall. At night, you will see a different atmosphere. Studying will be more fun.
Besides being known as a student city, Yogyakarta is known as a tourist city. One of these tours is located in the shopping center area called Malioboro Pedestrian.
Unjaya located in a super comfortable space to study, to learn novel things, surrounded by beautiful culture, warm people, and excellent place to study. What a lovely vicinity to our campus.
Students, faculty, and staff have access to the computer labs, which provide the tools and technologies to produce websites, edit paper, complete class assignment, communicate via email, conduct data analysis, and access library resources.
We have two libraries. This one is located near our rectorate. It is open to the public and home to over 20,000 items. We provide wireless internet and a quiet place for students and other academicians to work.
The library provides online access to thousands of academic journals, ebooks, database, streamed audio and video, and datasets. You will enjoy studying here.
The auditorium is located on the 4th floor of the rectorate building. The auditorium is able to hold big-scale events such as national seminar, international seminar, guest lecture, studium general, workshop, discussions, and other activities.
The auditorium is equipped with supporting and modern facilities. Student activities are being held here every year. The classroom at Tunjaya are fully furnished with comfortable seats. The teaching-learning activities used in the classroom is IT-enabled.
The outdoor sport court is a multi-purpose space located at the second campus building. One full-size basketball court in addition to one volleyball court and space to do exercise. Students love to hang out here in the evening.
Malioboro Mall is located in the heart of city and tourist area. This mall will offer you shopping, recreation, web in the warm of city of Yogyakarta. Unjaya students often play, shop, and spend time in this Malioboro Mall. At night, you will see a different atmosphere. Studying will be more fun.
Besides being known as a student city, Yogyakarta is known as a tourist city. One of these tours is located in a shopping center area called Malioboro Pedestrian.
Unjaya located in a super comfortable space to study, to learn novel things, surrounded by beautiful culture, warm people, and excellent place to study. What a lovely vicinity to our campus!
Students, faculty, and staff have access to the computer labs, which provide the tools and technologies to produce websites, edit paper, complete class assignment, communicate via email, conduct data analysis, and access library resources.
We have two libraries. This one is located near our rectorate. It is open to the public and home to over 20,000 items. We provide wireless internet and a quiet place for students and other academicians to work.
The library provides online access to thousands of academic journals, ebooks, database, streamed audio and video, and datasets. You will enjoy studying here.
The auditorium is located on the fourth floor of the rectorate building. The auditorium is able to hold big-scale events such as national seminar, international seminar, guest lecture, studium general, workshop, discussions, and other activities.
The auditorium is equipped with supporting and modern facilities. Student activities are being held here every year. The classroom at Unjaya are fully furnished with comfortable seats. The teaching-learning activities used in the classroom is IT-enabled.
The outdoor sport court is a multi-purpose space located at the second campus building. One full-size basketball court in addition to one volleyball court and space to do exercise. Students love to hang out here in the evening.
Malioboro Mall is located in the heart of city and tourist area. This mall will offer you shopping recreation web in the warm up city of Yogyakarta. Unjaya students often play, shop, and spend time in this Malioboro Mall. At night, you will see a different atmosphere. Studying will be more fun.
Besides being known as a student city, Yogyakarta is known as a tourist city. One of these tours is located in a shopping center area called Malioboro Pedestrian.
Unjaya located in a super comfortable space to study, to learn novel things, surrounded by beautiful culture, warm people, and excellent place to study. What a lovely vicinity to our campus.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Can you hear my voice? Please give me a signal. Okay. Okay, we're delighted to have Ms. Weni Savitri as our Vice Rector to attend this morning event. And we also welcome to Mr. Peng Liang, our speaker. Good morning, Mr. Peng Liang.
Yes, good morning, Mas Arya. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, we also delighted to have you here today. And now it's time to open our event this morning. I may hand these ceremonials to the MCs and let them begin the event. Okay, should I hand over to the MCs?
Thank you,
Okay, MCs are I expecting the MCs here, and when they are, please proceed, MC. Okay, I hand it over to the MCs. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. May we have your attention, please? In a few minutes, our activity is going to start, and I am so delighted to be your MC on this international webinar. And I am Alex Sansimanya, as you can see on my display name. And I have a partner here, and her name is Talia. Hi, Talia. Can you say something? Talia, are you there?
Reaching out to Talia. Okay.
Suaraku kedengaran?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Please proceed.
Okay. Good morning to everyone to our very first international webinar called Introduction to Cambodian and Indonesian Law, a brief comparative study.
Our event for today will surely give us a lot of knowledge about how these two countries develop their legal system and introduce the primary legal system.
First of all, praise the Almighty God. Because of His blessings, we are able to gather in this event by Zoom meeting. May this program run well without any troubles, and also hopefully with this event can bring such valuable knowledge for the future. Please welcome to the Honorable Madam Weni Savitri, Eskap Nurse Magister Keperawatan, as the Vice Rector of Universitas Jenderal Ahmad Yani Yogyakarta, who will deliver the welcome remarks. To Madam Weni Savitri, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
We can.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to start my welcome speech to everyone, to the speakers, Mr. Peng Liang, Mr. Arista Wibisono Anditya, and then Dean of Faculty of Economics and Social Science, I believe he's here already, and then Head of Law Program, our students, academic staff, and administrative staff, and also external participants, educational and law practitioners. Welcome to the first international seminar on the discourse of comparative law study between Indonesia and Cambodia, held by the Faculty of Economics and Social Sciences. The aim today is to share all good ideas about how Indonesia and Cambodia develop their legal system and how the law works in such countries. And then, like I'm seeing here, with huge energy and then enthusiasm, I believe that we will end this seminar with plenty of inspiration, hopefully. And I'd like to thank you everyone who has agreed to share their experience, ideas, and viewpoints with us. And then We look forward to hearing all these interesting presentations from the speakers and hope you all will also contribute your views and good ideas to subsequent discussions. And finally, let me just end by welcoming you all once to our seminar. Enjoy your time here, and then thank you, everyone. Good morning.
Bye.
Okay, thank you so much to Madam Weni Savitri for the welcome remarks. And now I give it to my partner, Alexia.
Thank you so much, Miss Weni, for those beautiful speech. And you are so pretty today. This is my first time seeing you.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
You are also beautiful.
Okay. And also welcome to our speakers, Mr. Peng and also Pak Aries, and also the moderators, and of course, all the participants of the seminar present today. Now it's time to begin the discussion. The discussion will be led by our moderators. Please welcome Fauzi Muntaha and also Hero Yohanes.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you for the Alexia and Talia. You're great this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I have your attention, please. Our webinar is about to begin. Please have an associate and relax. But before we begin the webinar, I just want to you all. I'll go sorry to you all if my English not fluently as well, because I'm not fluent in English. So when you maybe found a word that you can understand, you can forgive me as well. So good morning, everyone. My name is Fauzi Muntaha, and I'll be your moderator today. I'm very pleased to see you all here, and welcome to all of you to webinar. And now, today's webinar is about Introduction to Cambodian Indonesian Law, a brief comparative study. And ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker today is Mr. Phang Liang. He's the one of the lawyer, maybe, from Cambodia. He was born in October 5th, 1987. And the place of birth of him is a Prey Phong village, Prey Nom Kham New, Prairing district, Prey Vang province, Cambodia. And his background of education, we get to see the last one, is Master of Private Law graduate from Indonesia. He can also maybe good in a 5 languages, the Khmer as his mother tongue, then English, French, Indonesian, and Malaysia. As a great person. And he has also a lot of experience. One of them is in 2018 and 2019, corporate secretary at Amret Microfinance Institution, and 2018 to 2020, manager compliance at Manulife Cambodia, and from the 2022 present, manage or help legal and compliance at Dai-ichi Life Insurance in Cambodia too. Okay, I'm worried and I waste your time, so please welcome Mr. Phang.
Okay, good morning, Mas Fauzi, and good morning, everyone, and all of you here. And I'm delighted today to be a presenter to all of you, and I will talk about the introduction of Cambodian law system, but we just a brief only. Yep. So do not delay about our time. Let me share my screen and we go to the presentation slide together.
Okay, will be amazing, I think. So, and Mr. Phang Liang, the time is yours.
Okay, so everyone, do you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes.
Okay. So do not delay. I would like to introduce myself a little bit. I'm Ray Peng Liang. Yes, I graduated my master degree from Indonesia as well. And also right now I'm a lawyer of Cambodia. And also I'm working as a legal and compliance head at Dai as well. So today I would like to introduce all of you about the introduction to Cambodian law. Sorry. Okay, so this is our content to discuss this morning, and I divided into 3 parts, which is the introduction, and the second one we talk about the source of Cambodian law, which is we have the constitution, we have law, royal decree, sub-decree, proclamation, decision, circular, bylaw, and international law, which we consider as the source of the Cambodian law. And we will talk in detail in the next slide. And also the last one, we will talk about the Cambodian judicial system. Judicial system here, we will talk about the court, how many courts in Cambodia, and how we allocate those courts in Cambodia as well, and what are their competence. Sorry, I think it's a problem. Okay, so let me brief about the introduction first. As you know, Cambodian country is located in near border of Thailand and Vietnam. I think all of you may know about this country very well because we are in Asian country. And from Cambodia Strait, I believe we develop into 2 phases, which is unwritten customary law to the statutory law. So from the unwritten customary law, we count from the Funan period to Angkor period. At that time, you know, Cambodian, we don't call like Cambodian, we call Khmer country. So from Funan to Angkor period, there was no any written of law or any regulation, but it's based on their customary, their culture, or their religions practices. So at that time we call ancient law. And the next evolve from the unwritten to the written, which is we have codification law from 13 and 36 till the present that we call the modern law. So in the modern law, we divide it into 3 evaluation as well, which is the French colonization. I believe all of you may know about the French colonization in Cambodia because some student or some participant, you did the research related to this country. So of course, you may know clearly about the French colonization from 1866 till 1853. You know, this colonization in Cambodia, we got almost 100 years already. So everything we can say, not only the legal system, but the language or culture, we almost follow from the French country at that times. And also the jurisdiction were based on the French system as well. And after that, Cambodia country, we made one region we call the Khmer Rouge. Khmer Rouge, or you may know the Pol Pot regime. That's period Cambodian people, they were very suffer from that regime, and everyone they know about that painful for our Cambodian people. So that our system at that time mostly be influenced from the Vietnam system, including the Franchise system, but we mostly be influenced from the Vietnam system during the 1975 till 1979. And after that, after the Khmer Rouge gone from our country, we got a new evaluation, which is we call the United Nations Transitional Authority in Cambodia. I believe in Cambodia, most of the people may know about the word UNTAC. Yeah, UNTAC. UNTAC here we from America. So that UNTAC in terms of the legal system as well at that time. So the period of the UNTAC, we count from the 1991 till 1993. That's influenced from the common law. So as you view from this three evaluation, which one is influenced by French colonization, Khmer rule, which Vietnam system, and right now we influenced by the common law system. So what was happened in Cambodia as the present? Okay, let's move on the next slide. Okay, so here we are talking about the sources of Cambodian law. In Cambodia as a present, you know, we have 9 sources to be source of Cambodian law as a present. The first of all is the Constitution. The Constitution here, it is the supreme law of the Kingdom of Cambodia, and all law or decision made by the state of institution and must be strict conformity with the Constitution. You may know when the Constitution stated about this, about that, so that there is no any law, regulation, or any decision opposite with the Constitution as mentioned or stated. So that even the law or sub-degree, they want like to establish the new thing, so that they will focus on the Constitution, which they are stated not opposite with the Constitution, which we consider as the first of a source of the Cambodian law. The second one is the law. The law here is adopted by the National Assembly and the Senate, and also promulgated by the king or the acting of the state. So law in Cambodia, as a president, we have a lot of laws such as civil law, criminal law, or administrative law, labor law, etc. And those law is adopted by the National Assembly and the Senate and promulgated by the king of the state. Next is the royal degrees. Royal degrees here, I think Indonesia may be different from Cambodian, because Cambodian we have the king, so we have one we call royal degrees. It's an executive regulation proposed by the Council of Ministers and signed by the king or acting the head of the state. So when we talk about the royal degree, we may think about, oh, this royal degree must signed by the king. Yeah. So move on the next slide. Okay, number 4, we talk about the sub-degree. Sub-degree here is an executive regulation usually prepared by the relevant ministry, adopted by the Council of the Ministers and signed by the Prime Minister. So sub-degree is, if we compare to the level, sub-degree is the number 4 level. But we consider it as a source of the Cambodian law as well. So sub-degree here, it is like the proposed or prepared by the relevant ministry and signed off by the Prime Minister. Or in Indonesia, we call president, I believe, signed by president. But Cambodia, we have no any president. We have the king and Prime Minister. And the next one is the proclamation that Cambodian call PROCAS. Here is an executive regulation made by the ministerial level. It's prepared by the relevant ministry and signed by the relevant minister. So you may see the level from the number 1 till 2, 3, 4, and 5 is downgrade a little bit. So proclamation here is like the regulation which prepared by the three ministry and signed off by the minister only. So there is no any need from the king or president or the constitution, but they can sign off by themselves. Okay, here is the next slide, the decision. Yeah, the decision we count as the source of Cambodian as well, which is an executive regulation made by the Prime Minister and relevant ministry. Here it is very special thing in Cambodia, which the Prime Minister, they can sign on the decision and sub-degree as well. But decision here, we refer to like the situation that is necessary as a present or necessary to establish this decision, so that they don't need to like inspect many relevant authorities, so that the president, they can leave the decision or relevant ministry, such as like right now as COVID-19, you may know clearly about this pandemic. So Cambodian, we release a lot of decision in terms of the Prime Minister and relevant ministries, especially Ministry of Health, that they provide us a lot of the regulation related to prevent this COVID. And also the Prime Minister, he always release the new regulation for Cambodian people as a whole. And then we talk about the circular. The circular here is an administrative instruction which is used to clarify the words and affairs of the government ministry. It's signed by the Prime Minister and relevant ministry as well. Decision here and the circular here is similar, but it's different a bit function, yeah, from the decision. And also number 8, by law we call DECA in Cambodian wording. We call DECA. It's a legal rule approved by the council at the sub-national level. So in Cambodia, we have the sub-level as well, which located at the provinces. So the head of provinces, they can relieve their law, or we call DECA, to ensure that each region has control by them, etc. So here is the last, but not least, for the international law, which Cambodian legal system or Cambodian we consider as the source of the Cambodian law as well. It is considered as source of Cambodian law after a vote of approval by the National Assembly and Senate. Why the international law can be applied as a source of Cambodian law? You may know about Cambodian country. We are like a member of UN, United Nations, or other European institutions, so that we must follow their regulation or their law. So that as a Cambodian, we need to follow the international law as well. But before we follow or we consider as the international as a source of law, we need to vote. I mean, we bring that international law to the National Assembly and the Senate to be approved and signed by this institution, so that we can use that international law to be our source of law as well. Okay, so do not delay. I would like to talk about the Cambodian judicial system. It's different, like we compose the law, regulation, or introduction. But here we will talk about only the judicial system, which means we talk about the courts in Cambodia, how court compose, establish, competence, and hierarchy as well. Okay, so Cambodian judicial consists. Sorry. Okay, so Cambodian judicial consists of the provincial, municipal court, appeal court, Supreme Court, and military court, and extraordinary courts. So what are they? Okay. So here it is the provincial or municipal court. It is the first real court, and it's created by the royal decree and located within the capital and provinces. So in Cambodia, the court for provincial and municipal established or created by the royal decree. Okay. So in each provincial and municipal, we divide it into specialized court as well. Maybe Indonesia, we divide it as well. Cambodian, we divide it such as criminal court, civil court, commercial court, labor court. However, those courts as a present, we haven't been created yet. I don't know, because of the fund or because of Cambodian people or Cambodia country as well. So that it based on our Article 12 till 14 of the Law of Court Organization 2024 as well. So move on the next slide. The second court we call the appeal court. This court is the second level of the trial chamber, and the appeal court is included the appeal court in Phnom Penh's capital and regional appeal court to be established by the royal decree as well. You may know in Cambodia right now we have 45 or 46 provinces, which we has the provincial court of the first instance, but we don't have all the appeal court in each provinces. We have some or a few appeal court only, which as I know, we have around 4 appeal court located in the provinces. And the appeal court in Phnom Penh city, we established for a long time already. But for a few, we just like last year or this year, we established this and we grant and launch as official this year as well. Okay, so let's talk about the appeal court. We divide it into 6 chamber. We call chamber, yeah. But there is no any established like criminal court, civil court, but we divide it into chamber. So this chamber we call criminal chamber, civil chamber, investigation chamber, commercial chamber, labor chamber, and joint chamber as well, based on the article 35 till 44 of the law of the court organization 2024. So you know, after the municipal court or provincial court, which they decide already, and the plaintiff or defender that they are not agree or follow with the decision from the municipal court or provincial court, they can make a complaint to the appeal court as well. So that appeal court will continue their procedure. Okay, so here is the highest Supreme Court, we call Supreme Court in Cambodia, among of the municipal, provincial, and the appeal. But here is the Supreme Court that we call the highest court for the normal cases. I don't want to talk about the military court and the extraordinary court. So we talk about these 3 court first because it relevant competence. So Supreme Court here is the highest court in Cambodia and located in Phnom Penh capital only. There is no any Supreme Court in provinces. Okay, and it has jurisdiction, adjudicate all cases within the territorial jurisdiction in accordance with the applicable procedure. This court is divided into 7 chambers, you know, such as full bench, criminal chamber, civil chamber, investigation chamber, commercial chamber, labor chamber, and joint chamber as well. And each chamber will be responsible related to their tasks only, not much. not involve other chamber. They will focus on their chamber based on the law code organization 2024. Okay, next, here is the military court, which Cambodian be established for a long time already. But this court here, we can say it is a special court, which all the jurisdiction only focus or procedure for the military offenses only, not the normal cases. So it focus on the military cases and offenses. Those involve military personnel, whether enlisted or conscripted, and which concern discipline with the army force and harm to military property. So that I believe Indonesia, you have the military court as well. Okay, last but not least, here we talk about the extraordinary chamber in the court of Cambodia. You may know it is the different among all of the country in the world, I believe, because this court be established for the special cases, which we established this court for the Pol Pot regime or Khmer Rouge that I talked the earlier last slide. So that the extraordinary here, it is a special Cambodian court which receive international assistance from the United Nations assistance to the Cambodian through Khmer Rouge. So we established around 15 years already, and this court right now we are still in working in Cambodia, and all their competence focus on the Khmer Khmer Rouge regime or Pol Pot regime only. So this is our references that I bring some sentence or quotes, which first of all is the law on the court organization 2014, the introduction Cambodian law book in 2012, and also the page from eccc.gov.kh as well. Okay, that's all for my presentation. If you have any more question, I think we have the discussion and question answer session as well. So that's all from my presentation. Thank you everyone for your attention and join today. Hand over the floor to our moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Frank. This is a really great presentation ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, that Cambodia is a monarchy country that have a long history that you can write and maybe hear from Frank himself, from the ancient Lawan and then the French colonization of Morocco in the Utah. So, and you can maybe find the 9 sources of the law and the judicial system that the Supreme Court, the highest one, and the judicial community court. So, Mr. Frank, there is a question and answer or maybe full discussion in the end of this presentation, but after the second speaker present his presentation. So, maybe you can wait and I'll be collect maybe a question for you for the last session. Can you waiting for the second speaker first?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And I'm waiting your time again, so I'll give the second session to my partner, Heru Yohanes. Heru Yohanes, please hold up.
Halo. Suaraku kedengaran jelas ya?
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
Oke.
Thank you, Fauzi. As the moderator is a first session for GL, it's time to deliver the webinar in the two session webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? Webinar session 2 is about to start. Please is compatibility and relax. Thank you so much for preparing yourself to join our webinar. Hello, good morning all. My name is Hero Yohanes. As the two and moderator is session. I'm so happy to see you all, her, and welcome you all to this webinar. Okay, the webinar for the two session today is about introduction to Indonesian law. And we welcome our honorable two and speaker today is Mr. Anissa. Hello, sir.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Hero. Thank you for moderating us. Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir.
Good. It's still morning, I think. Okay, but it's okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Hero. I hope you are okay today. I hope you are great today, and I would like to extend my gratitude for you all, and I would be delighted to have you all here today.
Okay, good to see you. Firstly, allow me to read the CV of the two presenter today. Baik, ini saya akan membacakan CV dari Mr. Aryesta. Mr. Aryesta dengan nama lengkap Aryesta Wibisono Anditya, SH, MKN, MH. Lahir di kota Yogyakarta, 11 April 1986. Pekerjaan 2020 sampai sekarang seorang tutor di Universitas Terbuka. 2019 sampai sekarang dosen di Universitas Jenderal Ahmad Yani Yogyakarta. 2018 dan 2019 dosen di Universitas Sultan Agung Sri Tayasa. Riwayat pendidikan formal, beliau menempuh pendidikan sekolah dasar pada tahun 1993 sampai 1999 di SD Ngurah 1 Yogyakarta. Pada tahun 1999 sampai 2002, beliau menempuh bangku sekolah menengah pertama di SMP Negeri 1 Yogyakarta. Lalu di 2002 sampai 2005, beliau menempuh sekolah menengah atas di SMA Negeri 9 Yogyakarta. Lanjut 2015 sampai 2011, beliau mendapatkan gelar sarjana di Universitas Gadjah Mada Yogyakarta. 2012 sampai 2015, beliau mendapat gelar Magister Kenotariatan di Universitas Indonesia, dan terakhir 2015 sampai 2017 beliau mendapatkan gelar Magister Ilmu Hukum di Universitas Gadjah Mada Yogyakarta. Alright, let's get right. Now allow me to welcome our two-end speaker, Mr. Aryesta. We invited you to the previous presentation. Silakan, Mr.
Okay, thank you very much for your remarks, and please let me introduce myself a little bit also like Mr. Peng. But firstly, I want to say to Mr. Peng, welcome to Indonesia. This is a silver lining for pandemic era because we can see each other at the same time now. At the same time, but we far away each other, and I think, yeah, that's silver lining because it's a positive thing we can do right now. We can see each other in just far away somewhere place. And I also want to extend my gratitude to the dean of the faculty, to head of the program, of the law program, and to my fellow researcher here, to my fellow practitioners here, and to my fellow students. Everyone is here. Okay, thank you for attending this event, this morning event. I hope you have a fruitful knowledge from this event. And apart from Mr. Peng Liang, I will introduce about Indonesian law, Indonesian basic law, and I will explain it briefly. I'm interested in Mr. Peng Liang's explanation because he can explain it well. He can describe it well about the history. The long story short, he explained it well, and I also learned from Mr. Peng Liang so many things about the history of Kamboja. What Mr. Peng Liang said today is only 10% of everything in Cambodia. Is it right, Mas Peng?
Yes, Mas Arya, you're right.
Okay, I also thrilled to be here and to be one panel with Mr. Peng. Thank you, Mr. Peng, for attending our event today. And now let me share my presentation. Okay, can anybody see my presentation? Okay, I hope everyone can see my presentation. Just give me the signal if somehow my voice is gone or the screen is also gone. Okay. This is a brief introduction to Indonesian law. I may not explain it in detail, and I hope by this explanation you will see about Indonesian at glance in brief. But I think it's enough to suffice you with good supplement of knowledge. Okay. Now, there are three that we have to cover that I cover today. Three key points. The first is overview of Indonesian legal system, just an overview, and the lawmaking, also an overview of the lawmaking in Indonesia, briefly, and brief about the Indonesian court system, just similar to Mr. Peng. So everybody can compare each one about our legal system characteristics, about our law characteristics. Okay. Now about sources of law, Indonesia have relatively few sources of law than other counterparts in Cambodia. But we divide it into two sources of law. The first is material sources, and the second one is formal sources. The first source is material sources, means that if we make a law, the material, the thing that we have to put in, like what action should we punish, who should we punish, is coming from these three: folkways, mores, traditions, and other things like what we have to, what we do in our daily activities. That could be our material sources for our law in Indonesia. For example, in a specific region in Indonesia, if you shout to your parents, restricted, it could be punished in some region of Indonesia. But the punishment is not that strongly enforced by the government, because sometimes in the law itself, unless the law force you to punish someone, you could not punish someone. If the regulation or the statutory says you can punish someone by the fine of with amount of value, or by the times in jail or prison, if the statutory says so, yeah, you can be punished. But What do we mean by folkways, mores, traditions? Before these things are put into the statutory, you cannot put a sentence on a person. So folkways, before before folkways made a statutory. Wait, I have to reconstruct my word. As these three material sources are put in on a statutory, they are enforceable by the government to put a punishment. Okay, so if you read a statutory or regulations that say they will punish if someone violates folkways of blah 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 blah. Yeah, so the government will punish you. We acknowledge written law, so as influenced by European continental legal system, we always enforce the written law. But there's always a but. In Indonesia now, currently, we are arguing about how to put unwritten law into the written law, and vice versa. Okay, that could be something interesting now currently in Indonesia, because we are going to the legislature going to promulgate the planning on to make the criminal code, our criminal code, the novel criminal code of Indonesia, going into force. Okay, that's for the material sources. Now we are going to formal sources. Formal sources meaning the statutory will be into force if statutes say so, or order to make into force some regulations, regulatory, or something like treaties wants you to make a statutory. Yeah, formal sources means the law will be carried on if there's a formal sources. If there are formal sources. Okay, and now we're going to the next slide. We will discuss about how Indonesian legal system developed. There are so many history of Indonesian legal system, but if we talk about legal system, it means Indonesian constitutions first of all, before we are talking about the statutory, the regulatory, the decree, the decision of Indonesian institutions other than the government itself. We have so many statutories, so many regulatories, decisions, decrees, etc. Not like our counterparts in Cambodia. We have so many rules or regulations that we also sometimes confuse how we can connect one regulations in conjunction with other regulations. We judges, like practitioners, like other practitioners, like prosecutors, also confused with so many regulatory and statutes, because we have to connect one another. Okay, the Indonesian Constitution itself had been changed, had been amended 4 times, or we can say had been evolved in 4 ways by the history. The first constitution is called 1945 Constitution. The first one, or made by Sukarno, abruptly, immediately, without so many talkings with other government, with other people, Sukarno just only make the constitution is so-called lightning constitution because they make it quick and without any well preparations. Okay, the second one is Constitution of Federal Republic of Indonesia. Yes, we once was a federal republic. Okay, but that not last so long, and we have some things that we call interim constitution because Sukarno needs to make this constitution in a short time, and finally the government revoked 1945 constitution once again and for all until now. But the constitution had amended 4 times, and the amendments are like in the left corner of the slide. Okay. However, the 1945 constitution that revoked in 1960 is still called 1945 constitution until now. But they made so many, they made change. The first is to reduce the power of the presidency. So the president can no longer take charge on the office for the whole of his life. Now it is been reduced up till 5 years. And the second one, the constitution now includes human rights and subnational governments, curtailing the legislative power of the president's assent on bill. So the president is no longer have the main power, the primary power to assess and promulgate a bill to be passed. And People Consultative Assembly is no longer appoints president, no longer has the power to pass constitution amendment. So now the People's Consultative Assembly, or in Indonesia called as MPR, no longer have the power to pass, the only power to pass the amendment of the constitution. And the fourth change are Constitutional Court, a Judicial Commission, and a Regional Representative Council has been established until now. And the fourth and the last amendment is now People Consultative Assembly can impeach the president on the People Representative Assembly behalf. And on the People Representative Assembly participation. Okay, now as you just know, we have the Constitution and we have the history, how the Constitution developed until now. But we have also had Pancasila. What does Pancasila means to us? It is our national ideology to make everything, including lawmaking. So if you are going to Indonesia and everybody talks about Pancasila, that means he or she talking about our ideology. That is our source of all source in lawmaking, in our daily activities, in our pathway to life, or everything. We can say that Pancasila is our source to everything we do. Okay, and Pancasila means 5 things we have to abide. The first is belief in Almighty God. The second is a just and civilized humanity. Third is the unity of Indonesia. Fourth is democracy. 5 is social justice. So when the legislature make a law, they have to direct themselves or get themselves and make themselves sure about Pancasila first. Do they make a law within the Pancasila's ideology or not? Okay, so we have two terms in Indonesian legal system. We have our characteristic, which say as Pancasila, and we have the written law itself, the source of our all written law, that is 1945 Constitution. Next, okay. Now, the development of Indonesian legal system is getting complicated, getting everything mixed. Okay, but if you learn about Indonesian Constitution, you can just going first read our 1945 Constitution, because it's almost explain anything. If you want to learn about the basic of Indonesian law, you can read our Constitution first, then going to other law, going to other regulation, going to other statutes. That's how we simply learn about Indonesian law. Now, the 1945 Constitution, you can see about the judicators, the legislatures, the executives, or something telling about how our country are operated. The mechanism of our country is in the 1945 Constitution. I will be going to explain the courts later, the judicators, like also Mr. Peng explained later in the next slide. I have to say that our legal system is developed so rapidly. So the influence of other traditional, or we can say living law, like what we have always do, customs, something like that, we also want it to be recognized in our law. So that is, we argue, so many experts argue, so many practitioners argue how to how to manage, how to make our living law, because we are plural country. We have so many indigenous people here. The experts argued how to recognize their law, their living law. We have to recognize their living law in our written law. That is our something to do now. We have to put in the living law into our written law. That is our challenge this day, and I think for our coming days also. Okay. Now going to the modern Indonesian law. Nowadays, Indonesian law is not so European continental influence. We have so many influence in Indonesian law. We have colonial remains. We still have some articles, some regulations, and we can say some decisions based on colonial remains, because we cannot change everything in our law immediately. We have to spend our time to seek into our law and make a change. So yes, we still have colonial remains in our law. So if sometimes we put it into some cases that's out of date, yeah, we use the colonial remains. And we also have a hint of common law. We have a little bit thingy that led everything to common law. The practice of the common law is reflected when a judge make a decision based on other judge decisions. slowly it becomes common law, blended in Indonesian law now. Okay, by time it's now we can see obviously in our law that we use also common law characteristic. Also, religious influence are here. We can see in the law number 1 of 1974 on marriage and other things like Sharia commercials and everything that influenced by religion. We can see that in our modern Indonesian and our modern law. Now, Romano-Germanic law is still here. Everything must be written to be forced. The law must be written to be in order to force it. Okay, Indonesia adopt French also like Cambodia, but modified by Dutch in enforcing the law. So we have a blend of French style and Dutch legal system. French legal system blended with Dutch legal system, and also like the law must be written and passed by legislative to put it into force. How about unwritten law? This is our current challenge in Indonesia. Customary, adat, traditional law also influence Indonesian law. So we are also now challenged by this condition. So imagine you are going to specific place like Bali or Nusa Tenggara or Sulawesi or something in Kalimantan like that. And you face some case related with adat or with traditional indigenous people that the law is you cannot find everywhere in our written law. What do you do? Do you want to what is it? Do you want to help them? What is your guide? You have no written law, you have no written guide. It is okay. It is us to Indonesian people to abide written law. Okay, this is our challenge now. We have to put unwritten law into our written law. Now it's about law making in Indonesia. Okay, I will explain it short. Back then in 1998 era where Soeharto, before Soeharto fall, president is the only lawmaker in Indonesia, meaning that president withhold so much power in lawmaking. If president said no, then it's no. Okay, now the president power is limited. It is about the joint power about between president and people's representative assembly or DPR. It's about their joint power. It's not solely president power. Okay, so lawmaking in Indonesia have to be discussed first in the people representative assembly to get other representative for vote, and then the DPR or the people representative assembly propose it to the president, and with their joint power the bill passed. Now people representative assembly before the 2011 era, at the time where Soeharto still on reign, people representative assembly have no power to make the law. Now, people representative assembly have to discuss first about the law with their representatives and propose to the president. And if the president says yes, according to the People's Representative Assembly, so the bill will pass. If no, if there's just one no in vote, like the president says no, but the DPR or People Representative Assembly say yes, they have to discuss once more in order the law to be passed. And also we have a new institution here. We have Constitutional Court that have competence in reviewing statutes. Constitutional Court tend to reviewing the statutory that passed by the President and the People Representative Assembly. So if there's something like now we happen in Indonesia, Omnibus Law is currently hot in Indonesia. Omnibus Law is it is decided by the Constitutional Court as unconstitutional. Okay, so if if People's Representative Assembly at some time make bill pass with the President, Constitutional Court, and other people can review it. If sometimes the bill is incorrectly made or something like that, or the materials is not too good, so the people want to seek a review, the people will propose the review to the Constitutional Court. Okay, and okay, this is our hierarchy of laws that we have to abide this mainly when we learn law study in Indonesia. You have to know this. Okay, and also, commonly used legal instruments that not included in hierarchy, but they are still sometimes, this is also our challenge, these legal instruments also sometimes overlap with the upper laws. Okay, that is our challenge in Indonesia. We have so many things like legal instruments. We have hundred thousands of legal instruments that confuse every practitioners, every students of law, but we can still learn it. Okay, about judicators, we have a similar things to our Cambodian counterpart, but we have to say that the difference is about chambers. We don't have such chambers because maybe our chambers is differentiated among the Cambodian counterparts. And if we think more about the chambers, okay, maybe we can say that in one court we may have so many instances. We may have so many cases that maybe we can relate to the chambers. Okay, the first is Supreme Court. Supreme Court is also like our Cambodian counterparts. Supreme Court is located in the capital of Indonesia. It is in Jakarta. Okay. The second one is Constitutional Court, which has competence in reviewing statutes. And District Court. District Court is the first instance, or we can say Pengadilan Negeri, which form part of the broader category of general courts. Indonesian law students always introduce this course, district courts by general courts. These courts have jurisdiction over any matter not falling within the jurisdiction of other courts. So if we say about district court, it has jurisdiction only in district court, and having no jurisdiction similar to special court, administrative courts, religious court, etc. So if we talk about district court, it has only general criminal and civil cases, but also many commercial cases are being prosecuted here in district court. And then special court. Special court means like fisheries court, children's court, or human rights court. Why it is called special? Because the statutes said so, and it is the attributive characteristic from Indonesian statutes to establish special court. Now, administrative courts. Administrative courts, there are 31 administrative courts across Indonesia. And the decisions, the jurisdictions is to review or to have a decisions over writing decision produced by state agency or official. The administrative courts sometimes amend their decisions. State agency or officials decisions. And now going to religious courts. Religious courts, yeah, we can say like marriage, if we want to dispute about our marriage, yeah, it is in religious court. And military courts, military courts is like our counterparts in Cambodia. Is also prosecute military ranks, and also we have some kind of special case like connectivity, or it is said connectivitas in Indonesia. It means like sometimes civilians also conduct criminals with militaries. In these military courts, in Indonesian military courts, we can hold trials for them. If in some case we met a case like that, where civilians also conduct criminals with military, we can conduct in two places, in general or district court to prosecute the civilians, and in military courts to prosecute the military. And we have titular ranks. Titular ranks means ranks that been received to obtained by the judge to proceed to the to prosecute. Okay, we will talk about it later. And yep, the last is Provincial Appeals Court. It is located in the chamber of Supreme Court. So it is about appeals and kasasi in Indonesia. The last instance of cases. Now I have to sum up that Indonesian legal system and its law are something that we can say a little bit rigid, complicated, but we can still learning it as we delve further. But I also want to say that as we go deeper or as we delve further, we could feel the diversity of what we so-called law itself, because we have plural people, and it is our consequence of being plural here in Indonesia. We have so many indigenous people. We have to recognize them in our written law. That is our challenge, like I just said. And okay, thank you very much. I'm so sorry for my lengthy explanation. But before I hand it over to the moderators, I want to let's say to Mr. Peng. The discussion will be moderated. The question will be moderated by our committee, and firstly we can answer 3 questions that directed to both of us from the people who asked. Okay, now I have to hand it over to our moderators. The moderators will be directed our question and answer session. Okay, and please have some time while we collect the questions from the audience. Okay, thank you. I hope you know something new, novel things about Indonesian law, and I hand it over to the moderator. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ariesta and Mr. Pangliang for giving us an informative and interesting presentation. Okay, now let's answer the discussion session, Mr. Ariesta and Mr. Pangliang. Do you want to open a discussion or we collect the question? Please for you. Silakan, Mr.
Please have some time to the committee to collect the questions, and also there are some people raise hand. Please kindly wait for the committee to choose. Okay, please kindly wait. Okay, while our committee is collecting the chat room questions, now we may choose the raised hand person, starting from Wahyudi Rasul Akbar. Do you want to direct yourself the question? Please deliver yourself the question and open mic and open cam to us.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Ariesta for the time he has given to me. This question I want to deliver to Mr. Peng, especially for Mr. Peng. So before that, thank you for the time from Mr. Aris, and thank you for all the committee of this webinar, because this is a good webinar for us, especially for me, is an engineer. So this is a new knowledge for me. Before I'm going to my question, Mr. Peng, I want to tell you, when I was senior high school at 2017, I have a friend from Cambodia. And at the time, I asked him about the judicial system in Cambodia. What kind of the judicial system in Cambodia? And I asked him, and he answered me. He said that the judicial system in Cambodia is same to the judicial system in Indonesia before 2004. Is that right, Mr.? Okay, I continue my question. So that means the administrative, organizational, and financial development of the court is carried out by the Ministry of Justice. So my question is, so let's go into my question. My question is the type of justice system still going on until this time, until today? If yes, are there no problems? And if there is no going on, if the judicial system is being changed, so what is judicial system is used today, and how does it compare to the previous justice system? So thank you, Mr. Peng.
Okay, will the moderator will simplify the question, or I can answer direct to Wayudi?
Mr. Peng, you can directly answer. We choose we choosing the chat questions in the chat room. The raise hand person is answered by you directly.
Okay. So Yudi, your question, sometimes I may still confuse your question. If I'm not answer to your question, you can ask me again. Okay. You want because at that time you have friends from Cambodia, right? During your high school, and then you question them about the judicial system in Cambodia, right? Is it influence from Indonesia country to the Cambodian until now, or this is your question, right?
Not is my question is the type of justice system like this. I have a friend from Cambodia at senior high school when I was senior high school, and I asked him what kind of justice system in Cambodia, and he said that the justice system in Cambodia is same with justice system in Indonesia before 2004. So my question is the type of justice system still going on until today, until this time? So if still going on, are there no problems when you're doing that? And if the justice system is be changed, the type of justice system be changed today, so what is judicial system is used today, and how does it compare to the previous justice system like this?
Okay. Okay, thanks, Wayudi. Yeah, I got your question clearly right now. Let me respond to your question. I believe your friend sometime he told you correctly, where Cambodian legal system right now we adopt with the civil system. As Indonesia, you follow the civil system, right? Not common law. Indonesia and Cambodian not common law. We follow the civil system. So that your friend told you is right, correct. But it's some change as a present, as of today, because why? Compared to Indonesia and Cambodia, you may see the Mr. Arista presentation related to the judicial and Cambodia. Compared to the court, I believe Indonesia, there have a lot of courts in place rather than Cambodia. And the creation or making law, sometimes Cambodian we have not involved a lot with the religion, but Indonesia we involved with religion, so and that as well. So Cambodian right now, I can say that there is no any change a lot in terms of legal system. We follow like the franchise system as a civil system only. Yeah. Am I respond to your answer?
Yes. So that means the administrative, organizational, and financial development of the course is carried out by Ministry of Justice until this time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Peng.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we welcome Afifa to proceed with your question. You can open mic and open cam to deliver your questions directly. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Ariesta. Is my hair voice?
Yeah, we can hear your voice. Okay, please proceed.
I'm Afifa Hermisi Kirani, and before I'm saying the question, sorry if I mistake of pronunciation. I'm very interested about Mr. Peng explain about the courts and legal system in Cambodia.
Okay.
And I'm interested too for Mr. Ariesta explains about the courts and legal system in Indonesia, because it's really adds to my understanding of the legal system in other countries. So that makes me ask question about opinion from Mr. Peng about regarding for the comparisons of legal system in Indonesia and Cambodia, and as well as the solution of the legal system and problem in Cambodia are the most popular, and how they solve the problem. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Afifa, right? Spell your correct name.
Yes, correctly, Mas Weng.
I'm sorry, sometimes your name is difficult for me to pronounce. Sorry if I'm pronounced not correct. Okay, yes, Afifa, you know, Cambodia, you may know about the history of Cambodia country. We made a lot of the bad history in Cambodia, especially in the Pol Pot regime. You may know the Pol Pot regime very well. When I was studying in Indonesia, a lot of my friends questioned me about this situation as well. I'm happy to answer the question, yeah, because it's reality in Cambodia. You know, we have a lot of, at that time, we have a lot of the movement from time to time based on the colonization, especially France, Pol Pot regime, and UNTAC situation. So that from France colonization, we almost it almost influenced us almost 100 years already. So that, you know, at that time, Cambodian people, what they can do, you know, they can like they could like speak in France. They adopt what the French culture and the legal system and apply in Cambodian almost 100 years. So that from time to time, Cambodian still follow that system, you know. And but in 1975 till 1979, we call Pol Pot regime, and at that time it's took place around 3 years, but it was difficult for Cambodian people that our Cambodian people died by, because of that situation and that regime. You know, around 3 million people were died at that time. Yes, it's very, very, I can say, even though I was not born at that time, but my parents, my grandparents, they know about that situation, and they told me a lot about that situation. It was very difficult. So back to our system at that time, you know, all the system in Cambodia destroyed. Yeah, so that that's some people from the Pol Pot regime, they create their own system. Everyone in Cambodia equal. I mean, not rich people, not poor people, but everyone is equal. Yeah, and they wear like a black shirt or trouser together, and everyone must do the labor together. Yeah, no rich people, no people, but everyone is equal, and we call the friendship. Yes. So at that time, we mostly, because Vietnam countries nearby us, so that sometimes Pol Pot regime, they assist by that country, so that sometimes they follow their system as well. Yes. That's all from me. Yeah, Afifa. Yeah. Am I respond to your question? Okay.
Thank you, Miss.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Yes. Yeah. No problem. You know, this is our seminar, so that you can question me. related to Cambodian. Yeah, I'm feel free. I'm happy to answer all the questions from all of you here. Yeah.
And I'm happy too
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it adds my understanding about legal system in other countries. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Afifa. Okay, now I prioritize other other participants. Now I please Irwan Sandaya Putra to deliver your questions directly by opening your mic and cameras. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aris. I apologize, I can turn on the camera at this time because I was doing activity outside in the same time and to keep my signal stable. And I'm sorry if my English is not good to hear, but I will try my best.
Okay, please proceed.
My name is Irwan Sanjaya Putra. I'm a law student at General Ahmad Yani Yogyakarta University. Thank you so much, Mr. Repeng Leang, for interesting presentation today. My question is, what is the role and function of the Extraordinary Chamber in the Court of Cambodia in law enforcement, and what kind of cases fall within its jurisdiction? Thank you.
Okay, thank Ivan. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mr.
Thank Ivan. Yeah, and this is very good question. You know, it is we call your question focus on the special courts in Cambodia. As I respond to Afifa at the moment, talking about the Pol Pot regime. You know, this extraordinary court. We have a department as well, but this court we mainly focus on the criminal cases because the Pol Pot regime we call these cases as a criminal and suicide cases in Cambodia because at that time the Pol Pot regime we have a lot of I can say mistake in Cambodia that they try to the people made die around 3 million people already. So that this court assisted by the United Nations, sponsorship by them, and also sponsorship by the Cambodian government as well. And you know, this court we do not involve any normal cases, not like municipal, provincial, appeal court, and Supreme Court. These three kinds of court focus on the normal court, but the extraordinary court we focus on the Khmer rule, or we call Pol Pot regime's people. That we have the judge, we have the advocate, lawyer, and etc. But it form this court form as the normal court as well. We have judge, procurator, clerk court, lawyer, and as the same. But the competence is different from the normal court. It's focused on the Pol Pot regime court only. Am I respond to your question, Afan?
Yes, Mr. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Mas Peng. I also learned from your historical explanation, and I very interested with Cambodia. So when I am looking the right time to go to your place and learn much more about your place, and also my students, if they willing to go to learn something new in Cambodia. And now please proceed to Nadia Sucidewi. You may deliver to ask the question yourself by opening your mic and camera. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arista. And hello to Mr. Pang Leang.
Yeah, hello.
My name is Nadia Sucidewi. Just call me Nanat. Okay. I'd like to ask you both of Mr. Ariesta and Mr. Pang Leang exactly. I'd like to ask you guys something more specific about one legal matter. Actually, in Indonesia, we have awareness issues from Twitter, Instagram, and there are a lot of social media. It's about Attorney General in Indonesia, Burhanuddin, as his staff that corruption cases with state losses of less than 50 million should be resolved by returning the state losses. Jika di bahasa Indonesia kan pelaku korupsi di bawah 50 juta itu cukup mengembalikan kerugian negaranya saja. So he claimed that the mechanism was chosen to implement the legal process quickly and low cost. However, he emphasized that this legal mechanism only applies to cases where state losses are not too significant and are not carried out continuously. So, according to these issues, how do Mr. Ariesta, also Mr. Pangleang, think of these issues as viewed from the side of Indonesian, also Cambodian legal side? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. Mr. Pangleang, maybe you first to answer.
Okay. Okay, thank Nadia. Yeah, I think your name is easy for me to pronounce, Nadia. Yeah, it's similar to Cambodian name, so easy for me. Yeah. So your question, I'm not quite sure whether I respond to your question right or wrong, but I try my best to answer because of your question is related to corruption, right? Okay, Cambodia, basically we have the corruption law as well, and we have the penal code, which mention and state related to the corruption people as well. So related to Cambodian perspective in terms of the corruption, mainly we focus on the public sector and private sector as well. You know, when the public sector, when they give or they accept or offer any corruption from the private sector or from other people, in proposing of like corruption or anti-bribery, for example, so that they will get penalty or fine from the institution. But in Cambodia, we have like a one institution that we call anti-corruption institution, that they will work with the court to investigate those cases. And after they found that person or that people that corrupted, so that they will send those people to the court for proceed further action. Yeah, but for sure, when someone they investigated that this institution found that it is the real cases, they must get penalty. Yes. And one more thing, because I during my presentation, I found one question related to this question as well. I saw in the chat. The question is, does Cambodian law give the death penalty related to corruption? I can say no. Yeah, Cambodian, we follow the human rights, so there is no any penalty death. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Peng, for your enlightening answer. And now I try my best also to answer Nadia's question. Now, Mr. Peng, currently in Indonesia, our General Attorney Burhanuddin, what is his name? I'm not remembering it right. Burhanuddin said that they are planning to reduce the penalty for the corruptors. So if the corruptors made only 50 million states, what is it? Something lost in states monetary, they will only talk about it, and please give back your 50 million state loss to us, not by putting the strict punishment or stiff punishment. Okay, so it sounds like restorative justice in corruption. Okay, Nadia asked, what we should take the step to fight corruption if someday in your country or in my country in Indonesia, corruptors are given us a solution to just only give back your state loss. You made a 50 million state loss. Just give it back to us, to the government, and everything is clear. Can you get my idea, Mr. Peng? We are currently having that challenge. It is just a plan from the general attorney to plan to make the corruptors with such criteria in their criminal conduct, just to give back the state loss, the value of they made a state loss, and the punishment is gone. Okay, that sounds too bit for us. That sounds too bit. Wow, it is easy for them. Yeah, that is what Nadia asks to us. For my part, it is just a plan from the General Attorney of Indonesia. From the General Attorney of Indonesia, it is a plan. Whether it could be regulatory or statutory, we have to wait. Okay, if the bill are passed anyway, we have to, however, to obey the statute, to obey the government's decision. Yeah, that is my answer. If someday the plan to have this so much easy punishment for corruptors is finally being statutory, yeah, we have to obey the statutory. We have to obey the government. That is, Mr. Peng. How about your view about this?
Okay, thanks, Mas Arya, thanks, Nadia. Yeah.
Okay, so you have still the same suggestion that such criminal in corruption have to prosecuted.
Yes, Mas Arya, right. Yeah, you know, in Cambodia we are very strict on this corruption. Yeah, we are very strict, so everyone must comply based on the corruption law and the criminal law. So that when the constitution and the one who handled these cases found that that person is corrupted or corruption, they must get penalty from the government or from the court. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, if in your country is no longer using that penalty, we still use that penalty, but it's not effective at all. There are so many corruptors within the criteria of death penalty, but until now they are not yet being in the death row. So we can say we also establish human rights because our corruptors until now they are not being prosecuted with death penalty. Okay, now we are going to our next Duyana Mutiara Insani. Please open your mic only because her camera is not functional. Okay, you may deliver your questions. Please proceed, Duyana Mutiara Insani.
Thank you, Mr. Ariesta, for the time. And good morning, Mr. Peng Liang.
Yes, good morning.
I can open my camera because my signal is unstable. If we are talk about the law, we can sparingly in the juvenile justice system. And in Indonesia, we have the special policy for the juvenile justice system, especially for the suspect, the victims, or the witnesses. So I'd like to talk to asking about in the Cambodian law, are they have the special policy for the juvenile justice system too? Thank you.
Okay, Sang, maybe at the moment I cannot hear your sound because of the sound is interrupted. Can you repeat your question related around a victim, and we have the special court for these cases? Can you repeat a little bit?
Sorry, my voice is clearly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. I'd like to talk to asking about the special policy in Cambodia about a juvenile justice system. Yes, because in Indonesia we have a special policy for the victims, for the suspect, or for the witnesses, and this is related to my bachelor thesis. So I hope you like to answer my questions. Thank you, Mr. Peng Liang.
Okay. Maybe this is very difficult question to me as well, but I try to answer your question related to special juvenile system in Cambodia. You know, such kind of this policy. We seem like we don't have this kind of this policy, sister. Yeah. Hello. Do you
Okay, Mas Peng. So in Cambodia, there are no justice system specialized to juvenile or minors or children.
Yeah. We don't have for the juvenile or children when the problem or cases. We refer these cases to the normal courts only, but based on our international law, based on a UN law, I can say we will all the judge or the people in Cambodia, they will refer to the international law as well related to their rights. Yeah, so we based on that rights as well.
Okay, so every minors or every juvenile are proceed in the general court, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Is there any discussion in the government to make a special court relating to juvenile or children or minors?
As of now, we don't have any further discussion related to this task, Mas Arya and everyone.
Okay, thank you. How about the answer from Mr. Peng Duyana? Is it clear for you that Cambodia don't have any system relating to juvenile justice system?
Yes, that was clear. I hope that in the future, maybe Cambodian would have that kind of law.
Sure, yes. Maybe when we establish, we need all of you to support us as well. Because Cambodian, compared to Indonesia, we are still young, you know. So we try our best to develop our legal system from time to time. So for sure, I believe from our Cambodian government, they will think about this as well, But we need a lot of things to be established in advance. You may know about the commercial courts, labor court, and etc. We haven't established it yet, since we have establishment in the regulation law as well, but we haven't established it yet, you know, so we need to focus the main task that we try our best to establish. And for sure for the juvenile, yeah, I believe our government will consider about this as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Great to hear. Thank you so much, Mr. Peng Liang and Mr. Ariesta.
Thanks.
Thank you, Diana. Okay, so Mr. Peng, if there's a case, and within the case is related to children under 14, for example, so it's going to the district court or to the general court like that?
Yeah, to the general court, Mas Ari.
Ah, okay. So we don't specialize or we don't treat children special, isn't it?
No, Mas Ari, no, yeah. We just, yeah, even they commit, for example, for juveniles that they like, I want to give you one real cases, which is the juvenile or children that they saw like I think like related to the criminal cases. Yes. They kill anyone or like they kill anyone or rob from or steal anything from anyone. We count it as the criminal court, for example. So that when the police arrested them, so that they will proceed to the court as a normal. But during for the children, sometime from the court we have the special attorney in place, yeah, so that to support them. But we support them only their rights, not try like to support them. Or we cannot say like, oh, this is the children, you cannot penalty them at all. We don't say like that. But based on our law, based on the international law, we will see whether they can protect their rights, how much that we can protect their rights only. But they still follow the penalty from the Cambodian system as well, yeah.
Okay, so how about the, the costume of the investigator maybe, or the prosecutor? Are they also using their daily uniform to prosecute these young people? Right. Or they use their daily uniform?
Yeah, the same.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
The same.
We have other counterparts that different from yours. When we're dealing with minors in Indonesia, when we are dealing with minors, youth or juveniles, the judges, the prosecutor, even the police, using not their uniform. They use like shirt, daily shirt, to make the children, to make the juvenile, to make the minors welcoming them, because they look so scary in their uniform.
I see.
So Indonesian, that's why we established special justice system for juveniles, because juvenile is so extraordinary. They have to be treated in extraordinary way. So when there are children who committed a crime or committed crimes, the police who arrest them are using shirt or even normal trousers, not their uniform. Okay, that's a brief glance about Indonesian special court or special justice system in juvenile.
Okay.
That is
okay. So it is different between our country, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Also, students here, we can also draw the difference between Cambodia and Indonesia, and it's clear, it is obvious what we have in similar what we also have in the comparison in the difference. Okay. Okay, is there anyone to ask again? You can open mic and open cam to directly asking. Oh, is there? Okay. We have Bahri Setiawan. Okay, you can deliver your questions immediately. Okay.
Okay, good
Please proceed.
Okay, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Bahri Setiawan. I'm from Jakarta. I'm the Master Juri MKN Kenotariatan. Okay, I'm not English is very well. I went to ask to Indonesian. Bagaimana tanggapan atau terkait dengan putusan bersifat nihil? Baik itu di Kambodia atau di Indonesia, khususnya Pak Ari dan Peng Leng. That's it. Thank you.
Bersifat, I'm sorry, bersifat
putusan bersifat nihil.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Wait for other questions. And wait, is there anybody who would like to ask? We collect first other questions, and if there's no questions, I will translate what is Bahri Setiawan asked about. Is there anybody to ask? It is about corruption, right, Bahri?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Peng, if someone had been punished to the maximal punishment, and in some case, the proof is spoken again that he conduct another crime, the judge sometimes draw the nihil punishment and the nihil decision. Nihil means void, nothing. There's nothing. In Cambodia have some principle like this. If someone is punished in their maximal punishment, like someone is being punished by year of their life, and then in some time, the person conduct another crime, and what the judge do?
Okay, yes, thank you. Your question, and Mas Bahri, yes, I'm sorry that I cannot respond you in Bahasa. Sometimes I forget my Bahasa already, so
okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Mas. It's okay, Mr. Peng.
Yeah, let me respond you in English. Your question is like, for example, one people that they commit the crime, and then they commit another crime as well at the same time, right? This is your question. Okay. And then you question me, how can the judge decide whether we multiply those penalty or we choose the one penalty in Cambodia? Am I right? Okay. Okay. Respond to your answer. Yes, we choose the highest penalty. Yeah, we cannot multiply like the penalty to be in the present 20 years or 10 years. We cannot, and another is 5 years. We cannot multiply 10 plus 5. We cannot. Yeah, but we choose the one which highest. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Peng, I have another interpretation from Bahri's question.
Okay.
How if the person had punished with the highest amount of the punishment? For example, the person is already punished with lifelong punishment. Okay, the person is already punished with lifelong punishment. In some case, in the same case about corruption, this is about corruption. Okay, if someone is punished with long life punishment, like you will be punished as long as you live, and when he died, the punishment is gone. Okay. Now a person is punished with lifelong punishment. In Indonesian principle, if someone is punished with that lifelong punishment, cannot be punished with other punishment, except some specific punishment, like to take their political rights, something like that. They cannot be punished with other prison or jail sentence because he already had lifelong punishment. It's not about I choose the long one or I choose the short punishment one. It's about what if somebody had already punished with lifelong punishment. Does the judge want to punish again? Or just, okay, you already had the stiff punishment, you already had hard life, I won't give you any punishment again. Is that so? Or is anything else does kemudian judge do about that?
Yes, we can say that it's quite similar, you know. For me, I divide it into a situation. One is that person, they commit at the same time. For example, they kill this person today, and then they run away, and then they had the accident, crash another car, for example, to be injured. So that they have two cases, right, at the same time, in the same day. So that they will, the police will arrest them, for example, will arrest them and then bring them to the court. So the court will consider about this penalty. But focus on the criminal only. The civil penalty is different, right? They have the two civil penalty or embarrassment, right? But the criminal, we will focus only one only. The kill penalty is longer than they crash another car as an accident or not. So that, for example, when they kill that person in Cambodia, for example, they will to be in the jail or prison for 10 years. So that when they got the accident and make the accident with other people, they seem like they will in the prison around 1 year till 2 years only. So that the judge will choose the 10 years for penalty. Yes.
Okay. So I can conclude that judges will won't give another punishment if the person had already get the harder punishment. Is that so, Mr. Peng?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bahri, to conclude your question, in Cambodia, they will choose if someone, I assume that if someone had already get the harder punishment, they won't get another one. Even if the punishment is also harder, they won't get anything. So to relate with our nihil case, in Cambodia, if someone is already get the lifelong punishment, they won't get anything. You are so pity, please die now, like that. Okay. So yeah, I won't get you any harder life. So yeah, we can conclude that in Cambodia. In Indonesia, yeah, we also had the same principle. If someone is already had the hardship in the punishment, we usually don't give anything further. In Indonesia, it is stated in Article 272 of Criminal Procedure Law. Okay, I hope it corresponds to your question, Bahri. Thank you. Okay, is there anyone want to ask? Oh, I see in the chat room, Mr. Peng. This is the question is directly to both of us. First of all, there's many Indonesian companies having shareholders from foreign countries. Okay, there are so many Indonesian companies that having shareholders from foreign countries, and they made contract cooperation with companies from another countries too. Okay. Her question is, can the Cambodian legal system use to be an alternative dispute resolution in cooperation contract in Indonesia? So let's imagine we have a contract between you and I, and we have dispute. Okay. So is any regulation in Cambodia that can cover our dispute?
Sure, sure.
The question is, how? Can you just briefly explain how Cambodian law cover our dispute or protect our dispute, so we can make an argument in our dispute is safely and solved in good way?
Okay, okay, Mas Aris. Thank you, thank you. This is a very good question as well. You know, in Cambodia right now, there is a lot of investor from the foreign countries, and some country they make the contract with another country which located in Cambodia as well. So that Cambodian we have the regulation to control that activity and that investment as well. But basically, based on your question, Andy, yeah. In Cambodia, for example, we have what we call arbitration in Cambodia. This arbitration, you know, we will dissolve without any involvement with the court. For example, Party A and Party B, they made a contract for a business, and then in their contract they will specify even the dispute arising, what should we do? Mostly that I draft the contract for the investor, it be mentioned about this. Even the dispute arising between both parties, we will negotiate and settle in friendly within 1 month. Even the dispute cannot solve by the party, we will bring this dispute into the arbitration in Cambodia or arbitration in another countries based on our agreement, for example. But in Cambodia, practically, mostly they prefer to Singapore arbitration for the foreign investor. Yeah, but in Cambodia, we have arbitration as well to coordinate or to work with both parties to ensure that, but both parties, they must agree in advance and they must agree to select arbitration in Cambodia. Even they are not accept this arbitration, they have the right to complain to the court or to any place where they state in the contract. But mostly in Cambodia, we refer to the Cambodian court, which refer to the normal court. Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Peng, so when there is a dispute in Cambodia, they will be solved within the court or outside the court. To sum your explanation, the dispute is being conducted outside of the court. Is that right? Or there is a representative of the court to be in your mediation?
Yeah, Mas Ari, first of all, for this kind of investment, it seems not like specific as the criminal cases, yeah, because it's the civil cases only. So the people or investor, they have their rights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have their rights, you know. So in the contract, mainly we focus on their contract. first, the cooperation contract first. So that in the contract, they will mention very clearly about the governing law and the dispute settlement. They will agree in the agreement. Yeah. So foreigner contract with foreigner, we don't know how they decide to choose the court, right?
Yep.
Yes. But if their activity like cases relevant to the crime law, they must follow the court in Cambodia. But related to the civil cases, they can choose in which court that they prefer. But mostly that I observe and I experience in Cambodia, they always choose Cambodian courts rather than another court in other countries.
Okay, that is very clear, Mr. Peng. And how about the response? Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Peng. Okay, and now I have to go to the next question. So many people want to ask about Cambodian law, Mr. Peng, because it is interesting for us. It is a new breeze for us. We knew something that we don't have heard before. The question is, came from Dian. Oh, this is Dian Palupi Kusumawarani. This is my my fellow notary. She is notary in Indonesia.
Okay.
Okay. The question is, if there's some case of domestic violence in marriage, domestic violence of marriage. So sometimes people who married. Okay, Dian, I see you. You can deliver your question yourself.
Okay.
Oh, okay. She's too shy. Okay, but it's okay. I will read your question. Okay. In Indonesia, domestic violence in marriage is a complaint offense, is a criminal offense, where the offense can only be processed by the police if there is a complaint from the victim. How about Cambodia? Is there any such procedure to proceed to some kind of domestic violence, Mr. Peng?
Okay. Thanks, Mas Ari, and thank our participant here. Yeah, I think it's similar to Indonesia as well, related to like domestic violence in terms of marriage. You know, in Cambodia, we made a lot of cases related to these cases. Even mostly the husband, rather than a violence, their wives, rather than wives, violent husband. You can say the percentage is husband made a lot of violence to the wives. And during their violence to their husband or husband violence to the wives, we consider or determine as the criminal cases as well. So the police can arrest him or her and send to the court as well. And sometimes even they have a violence in their house, for example, and then what I can say, chief of Sangkat or commune or village that nearby their house, they always like communicate with them, should not be do the violence for your family or for your children as well, even though they just like use only the boys. So sometimes the authority do not bring that case to the court, even they kill, they fight their family, so that they will bring that case to the so that sometimes they just like educate their people to be a good person again. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Peng, Dian says thank you to you.
I don't know, am I respond to your question or not? If you are not still clear what my response, you can question again. I'm happy to answer, because sometimes yeah, our language is still limited, so I'm happy to repeat my answer again and again, whether we know each other and understand each other, yeah, rather than confuse from this time to the in the future. So it's not good for all of us, yeah.
Okay, it's okay, Mr. Peng. We can discuss much more later. We also want to inform you all that we also follow up this event with so many topics of comparative study in law. Okay, please tune with us because we also have great events upcoming days in forthcoming days, and I hope all of you can share and not just asking, but sometime, someday we can collaborate, and we have doing that in one panel seat with Mr. Peng maybe, or you can present with me or both of us or something we can do to collaborate in sake of the knowledge. Okay, Mr. Peng. I will ask about one question more for the last session or question and answer before we are proceeding to the last event. What is it? After this, we will do a closing. So please stand by, and please also submit your attendance in our attendance form will be distributed by our committee. Please wait, kindly wait. And also I want to inform my gratitude once again to Mr. Peng. We are so delighted, so thrilled to have you here. And we also have delighted and thrilled to all of you who have a good sympathy and good movement towards us and good curiosity. So you ask more and more, and we hope we can suffice you with such knowledge, and we answer you correspond to your what you want to know. Okay, and I want to ask the committee about the attendance form. Okay, please kindly wait the committee to distribute, and please everyone in here submit the attendance form because we will send you the e-certificate if you submit the attendance form accordingly. Okay. Okay, while we are waiting for the committee to distribute the attendance form, Mr. Peng, this is also from Dian, from my fellow researcher and academician, Dian.
Okay.
She asked again. Oh, you can see also, Mr. Peng, my friend Dian is smiling and laughing in the
Okay.
picture. Okay. She wants to ask you, prenuptial agreement that made in Indonesia, can it be used in Cambodia or need to be registered first to Cambodian government? If so, how to register it in Cambodia? An agreement before someone do a marriage, Mr. Peng. It's called prenuptial agreement. I think you know it. If we made a prenuptial agreement in Indonesia, and someday I live in Cambodia, do I have to register it or make the prenuptial agreement new in your government? Okay, you may answer, Mas Peng.
Okay, thanks, Mas Arif. Okay, Mas Ari, this question is similar to like the practices only, related to the agreement which made in Indonesia between both people, right? And then this agreement will be applied in Cambodia as well. how does it work? Right. So let me brief a bit related to this agreement. The agreement is kind of the private agreement only. It does not involve with the government. So the agreement, it means that it's the legal binding between party A or party B. When they agree in the Indonesia and their business located in Cambodia, for example. So how can it apply? I believe this agreement apply in Indonesia. Even there are any dispute arising in the agreement which they agree in Indonesia, they can bring this case to Indonesia. But if the situation arising in Cambodia related to this agreement, sometimes they can complain into the court in Cambodia as well. Why? For example, they dispute related to the agreement, and when they establish their business, for example, they establish their business or company in Cambodia. So that when they establish their company in Cambodia, it means that they will follow the Cambodian legal system. Totally, yeah, they agree. So that, but related to their agreement, sometimes it's not impact or affect in Cambodia, you know, because when they agree in Indonesia, and they may use Indonesia's legal system. They may mention very clear in any article in the agreement. But when they mention in the agreement that, okay, when the dispute arising in this contract, we will refer to the court in Cambodia. So based on their agreement, the court in Cambodia will take these cases to be proceed that cases, because they have the right to choose the court. Yep. This is my response. If you are not clear, if you have any challenge, please let me know. Thank you.
Okay, Dian is nodding. That means she understands your explanation, Mr. Peng. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
and now let's proceed to the attendance form. We have distributed the attendance form in the Telegram and also in the chat room. I will remind you once more. Okay, I will distribute also. Okay, before I hand it over to moderators for the last time, and the moderators will hand it over to the MCs for the last time too, I would like once again extend my very gratitude to you all here, to your super wonderful, what is it, how I cannot describe, but thank you very much for discussing with us, for joining us. Even you cannot ask something now, you may want in someday, in forthcoming days, join us again and discuss with us again with other brand new topics. And we hope the future topics will be something that cover our daily activities. So you can sometimes, if you visit Cambodia or somewhere else, we can practice and remember what we have told you about the law, or some other else about something else. It's not just about law. We can learn something like just Mr. Peng said, what we have to do in Cambodia. There's a king in Cambodia, right, Mr. Peng?
Mm-hmm.
There should be how we can honor the king. We have not to do this, we have not to do that, right? We have to comply with the monarch in Cambodia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, In Indonesia, we don't have kings. We only have president. But in some regions, like Yogyakarta have a king, have a sultan, namely Sultan Hamengkubuwono. So we have two rules when we step into the Sultan ground, like in Keraton or Malioboro. We have to obey two rules. The first is state rules, which all people have to obey, and the second is the Sultan rules. So regulations that apply in the specific region like Yogyakarta, we also have to obey. Yeah, something like that. We will discuss it later in forthcoming days and in other brand new topics. We don't discuss it in here. And thank you for the participation, contribution of our attendance here. You are wonderful. You are wonderful, and I thrilled to have you here all. And I hope the next international webinar will you are here also with us again, joining us, and we will share so many things to share. We also have so bunch of things. Is it right, Mas Peng?
Right, Mas Ari, right.
Okay, and later it is not also me, Mr. Peng. We also looking for another distinguished person to deliver their knowledge. Maybe it's from Asia or outside of Asia. Maybe somewhere place. Okay, we have to invite them to joining us to share the knowledge, so you all can compare how to seeing your vision without going anywhere. Okay, just by joining us in our discussion. Okay, before I forgot, former in the event, we have to take your picture because the MCs forgot to say it about taking picture. Now I'm taking your picture. Okay, please open your cam if you could. If not, just do the best you can do. Okay, please everybody, just in short time, open your cam so your quota would not be reduced. Okay, we're doing it in short time. Okay, please committee, take the picture. Help me to take the picture. I will also help you. Okay, please keep yourself smiling. Okay, I will count down in. Okay, wait. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's for the first slide. The second slide, please. Anybody go to the second slide. And okay, let's go into the second slide. I will count 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm going to third slide. Okay, I will count down 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have another more. Please kindly wait. Okay, the fourth slide. 3, 2, 1. The fifth slide. Please proceed to the fifth slide. I'm counting down. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now proceed to the sixth slide. I will count it down. 3, 2, 1. We have so many slides. Please be patient. Okay, we are going to 7th slide. 3, 2, 1. Okay, the last one. 8th slide. Okay. Now the last one. I'm going to count 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's finally over for the picture sessions. And before I hand it over to the moderators, and the moderators hand it over to the MCs, okay, I will remind you all to submit your attendance within the form, and don't forget to click send. Okay, don't just go by writing your data and forget to click send button. Okay, now thank you, Mr. Peng, for our question and answer session. The question answer session is over. Now I will hand it over to the moderators. And please, moderators, proceed now.
But thank you for this question and some of questions that of the game. And thank you, Mr. Peng Liang and Mr. Aisyah, for how answer and helping and process. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming finally over at the end of the session. Thank you to all of you. We appreciate you being here. Thank you to our speaker for a wonderful knowledge that shared. Finally, a round of applause for the guest speaker and for you all of. I am Hero Yohanes. Now I will give back to Evan to MC, Alexia and Talia. Thank you. Good afternoon and see you guys.
To express our biggest thanks to our speakers, Mr. Peng and Mr. Ariesta, for giving us such a valuable knowledge. And especially, we would like to extend our gratitude to all participants here.
And through this webinar, I hope we can get a wider insight and a new insight and also a perspective about the law, especially in Cambodia and Indonesia. And my biggest apologies if I have any mistaken words. And thank you so much for the attention, and please follow our social media to get informed about our future events. Thank you. God bless you all. Have a great day.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Now we can leave the summit, and if there's anything to do, you can leave now. And I would once more gratitude to Mr. Peng.
Thank you, Mas Arias. Thank you, everyone. MC and moderator and our rector and vice rector of University of General Achmad Yani that invite me to be a speaker today, and I'm very, very happy to be a presenter today. And I can share a lot of experience and legal system from Cambodia to all of you. And I hope my presentation will be beneficial to all of you to be in purpose of studying and research. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye, Mr. Peng.
Thank you.
Okay, now everybody can leave the summit, and thank you for today. Have a good day. Have a good weekend to you all. Okay, see you again. See you in the next webinar.
Thank you, Pak Aris.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, Pak.
Terima kasih banyak semuanya. Thank you,
Terima kasih,
everybody.
Pak Aris. Sukses selalu.
Terima kasih kembali. Sukses juga selalu.
Pak, untuk panitia apakah bisa keluar?
Okay,
masih
okay.
tahan?
Please, the committee leave from the summit, and I would like to finish the summit first and make sure the attendance